Hello, today I'm going to be testing COMODO Internet Security Free versus Norton Internet Security 2010 versus Kaspersky Internet Security 2010. The date is March 23rd, 2010. I have already pre-updated all three antiviruses. These are all on the same virtual machine, so I just duplicated them and just installed the antivirus. There's nothing major different from them at all. They all have Java Virtual Machine, the latest version that's up to date. They all have all the Windows updates. They all have System Restore enabled on them. They're all the default setup only. I did not change any options. I just ran the setup, and they're ready to go. So let's put them to the test. I'm going to be looking at a couple of things right now. I'm going to be closing all of them down. I'm going to be looking at their footprint to start, to compare which ones would make your system run slow. So let's start with Kaspersky. Looks like we just got two there. I'm just going to drag it down so we can see everything. Yeah, so Kaspersky's got two programs running, which is pretty good, and we're looking at maybe, 15 megabytes. Whenever we open up the application, it jumps up to 25, 26. So that's not too bad. Norton Internet Security without anything running, sit and idle. We're looking at 6 plus 8, so 14, 15 megabytes sitting idle. Whenever we open up the application, jumps up to, let me just close that, jumps up to 24, 25, so roughly the same footprint. If we go over to COMODO, we open up that, we're just going to look at its footprint, and we've got we've got two things running, so, and it's substantially less actually. We're looking at maybe 7, 8 megabytes, and whenever we open up the COMODO Internet Security, same thing, 7, 8 megs. So COMODO Internet Security so far is the fastest one on your machine. It will not slow it down. The Norton Internet Security and Kaspersky are fairly equal. They run about the same amount. Just looking at idle. I mean, Kaspersky will jump around. I found this with it a little bit. It'll go up and down, but either way, it's about the same as Norton Internet Security. I find Norton Internet Security runs faster on boot. I find Norton Internet Security updates faster. But that could just be because Kaspersky's servers aren't quite as fast as maybe Norton's. And that all comes down to just money. But either way, they're fairly equal as far as speed goes. COMODO definitely is a little faster. So let's open up the internet on all three machines, and I'm going to be putting them to the test against 0-day viruses that come out with a website I use called Malware Domain List. It's a great website for infecting your machine. Only go there if you are looking to get infected. It is a dangerous website otherwise. You do not want to do it if you don't want to get infected. Just as a precursor, you don't want to go there if you don't want to get infected. Other than that, though, it's great for testing purposes to see which antiviruses do the best. And my personal opinion is Norton, but that's what the point of these tests are, you know. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm not being biased. I'm doing them all exactly the same. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Norton doesn't always win. It often loses, actually. Just last week, I actually tested Norton Internet Security, and it failed out of these three. So I would definitely look into these three. These three seem to be the best right now that I've looked into. So let's start with the first one. Let's go in and put it to the test against Kaspersky. Let's see if Kaspersky catches it. And I suspect it will. Kaspersky is very strong at detection and removal. And we're looking for a little window here. And run. And Kaspersky, just waiting on it. There it is. So detected. Alright, so we'll go over to Norton Internet Security and do the exact same one. Run that. Run. See what Norton Internet Security does. Run. Alright, needs attention. With all of these viruses that I have on here, I'm going to attempt to remove every one of them. So I'm pretty much being as strong as I can as a user. So I'm going to say remove on that. I'm going to say remove on all of them. Same with COMODO, same with Kaspersky. I'm going to actually go in there and tell it to remove whatever it detects. So let's run it on COMODO and see if COMODO finds anything fishy about this one. This particular virus is a Trojan dropper. So we're going to run that on COMODO. You can see the 3 virtual machines up there. That's interesting. That could be, yeah, that's it. It just put it in the sandbox, and the sandbox denied it to run, which is what's good about this particular antivirus. The sandbox really makes it pretty powerful. Sandbox makes it run in a protected mode so that it can't do anything that could be detrimental to your system. This one here that I just ran is actually a dead link. So I'm going to go to the next one. Oops. Paste. Alright, so this one here, I'm going to run this one, number 2. Oh. Ooh. Kaspersky seems to have let this one in. It's interesting. Alright, so nothing yet has popped up in Kaspersky. So I'm going to do the same thing with Norton. Interesting. It asked me to reboot. I'm going to leave it until I'm done. I want to do it all in one fell swoop, but I will reboot the Norton one. Sorry about that. We're going to run this in Norton and see what happens. Looks like it's going to run just like it did in Kaspersky. Just waiting on it. Oh, here we go. I'm going to block. Terminate to untrusted group. So this is the worst thing. So I'm going to say kill it, basically. Norton Internet Security hasn't popped up with anything. I'm going to do the same thing with COMODO. And run that. Alright, so it looks like COMODO put it into the sandbox, which it did. Therefore, didn't run it. So that's good. So far, Kaspersky missed it. That's interesting. It may have removed it afterwards. I do expect that it did. It usually does very good on those. And again, these are basically Greenwich time, so time isn't accurate to what I've got, but trust me, these are very new viruses. Basically ones that just came out, and I'm testing them one after another here. Alright, so that one was blocked by Kaspersky immediately. Didn't even let me download it. Norton let me download it. And it's asking me for attention, so I'm going to say remove whenever it asks me. So remove. Alright. And COMODO, I'm going to do the same thing. Same file. I'm going to run that. Let's see what it finds. Alright, so I'm going to block this. And interesting, I like to submit the file to COMODO for analysis. So I'm going to block it, which is going to deny it. So COMODO blocked it. Norton looks like it blocked it as well. So they all blocked that one. I'm going to download this one here. See if this one does any better. And yep, so let this one through so far. I'm going to see if it blocks it down here. Which it didn't pop anything up.